Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome back. Signature 6. Welcome to Ngo Tha Len, the Silent City. And when I say welcome to the Silent City, I do mean you're able to see it. Reaching it, however, is an exercise perhaps best left to the Signature 6. As you stand on a very steep precipice of cliff in a vast open cavern, the dimly lit silent city stands about maybe 1.5 miles away from you over a oil black surface of a lake, completely undisturbed. The echo of your dynamite blast still rocking the sides of the cavern all the way across, sending dust and small stones scattering. Signature 6, what would you like to do?
Is there like a path, or are we just on like a...
You are at like the opening of a cave that you have just blasted a hole in. Steep drop off, couple 100 feet down.
Wow.
Into oil black water.
Alright, so how are we getting down? Anybody got climbing equipment?
I'm assuming even if we jumped down and swam the 1.5 miles, it would still be a climb back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a very obvious portion where you're standing and all the way across where this used to be connected by some sort of stone.
I don't think we want to get down.
No longer.
I know I for sure couldn't get back up.
I'm gonna look at T. You think you can build a bridge with your magic? How far away is this bridge actually?
1.5 miles.
Mile and a half?
Yeah.
That's probably not gonna happen.
It'd be a series of increasingly difficult skill rolls to raise earth pillars hundreds of feet into the air.
Is there natural light coming in from places?
No natural light, but there is light in here. In a variety of spaces that are illuminating the city across the bay from you. They don't appear like active firelights. They are much more akin to perhaps the lights that you found
like
in
the
a
glowing
certain
rock
tomb.
Yeah.
There are many ways of making certain stones bioluminescent.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a rock. I just want to see what happens if it
When
just
the
acts
water's
like a normal
disturbed.
Water. Yeah.
You hear the appropriate amount of time for a rock to very small sploosh, and the ripple kind of goes across the surface for a little bit.
On the cave wall that we entered in, any sort of writings, markings, anything interest?
T recognized the invocations of a deity, not a saint. It's kind of going above middle management, going straight to the top. Invoking their blessing of some kind. Perhaps unsurprisingly to Adelaide, given the nature of this area that you're in. All three of the three are being invoked here. With no particular reasoning behind it. There are just symbols for each of the three. For everybody at home, we've talked about the three a whole awful lot. I'm speaking specifically of Mirit, Umana, and Akara. They are the three deities brought about by Sidran scientists and learned individuals seeking human progress. Deities of love, compassion, and beauty. For Mirit, Umana is knowledge, arcane magic, and history. Akara is human willpower and determination. And it is by the combination of the three you would have human progress personified. Whenever you have an invocation of a deity, you have any of the possible pillars that they stand for being represented. They're very non-specific, and typically if you would see that, you're not expecting a result. In more modern times, you would evoke a saint that embodies a certain pillar of that deity's beliefs. Then you would be expecting something. But if you were to see a deity invoked, that tells you this is old, this is ancient.
Yeah.
Because it predates whatever saint they would now be praying to.
Gotcha.
Adelaide would like to take this in and perhaps pray some to the three, in that, you know, this is a very ancient civilization, but they were also clearly very interested in progressing their society and learning new things. So, in a way, praying for the knowledge that they had gained to cross this path or perhaps seal it off, just to try to ascertain what happened here and what cool developments they made so that we can, in fact, stand on the shoulders of giants and improve upon what they've done.
Well, roll for me. A piety test.
62.
Adelaide, in this moment, as you take a chance to say a rather extensive bit of prayer, a very teeny tiny see-through bird will begin to manifest before you. As a very small bird appears with a very long trailing feather.
Okay.
And it will fly across this gap with remarkable alacrity. And a spectral version of the bridge will appear for you. Very well carved, intricate, large archways. If you were to look from either side, they're very nicely carved with images. And that bridge leads all the way across the way. And then that bridge is shattered in the middle, and eventually, over many, many centuries, erodes its way on either side,
Interesting.
leaving nothing behind.
They can see this too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was definitely an interesting vision. Seems that they may have destroyed that bridge. T, you mentioned a plague. Do you think they had the plague in the city and they're perhaps trying to keep it from spreading outside of the city?
That would make the most sense.
So maybe we don't want to go in there.
I'm going to walk over to where that spectral bridge was and just put one foot out and see if it made a fake bridge at all that we could walk on. I'm not walking off.
Trust
I'm putting
fall.
my
You
foot.
have to believe,
I'm
Peter.
just pushing my foot out.
Watch
to where
this,
it's at.
everyone.
Yeah, have you ever seen that? You ever seen that movie Onward? It's, you have
Last
to believe that you're
Crusade.
doing
Last
it.
Crusade.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything.
'Kay.
But
That's good, because there is nothing. So you place a toe very lightly, pass clean through where that bridge was shown to be, revealing this was simply a bit of guidance.
Have any of you seen that Riftkin before, that little bird? I'm unfamiliar with that species.
I've not.
Would Buck's time hunting these things? Probably never. Okay.
Extremely unlikely for Buck.
Yeah.
These little insight. These would more show up after you did what you did.
Yeah, that's fair.
Definitely not before, during,
Yeah.
and on a much grander scale.
Yeah.
As you incumbent with your religion tests, fair enough to say, they are symbols of rebirth, and they show up exclusively following tremendous and cataclysmic loss of life. Never before, and never for any other reason.
in the disaster that followed my village, I vaguely remember one of these flying around in my unconscious state, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
That sounds like it could be an ashling, but I did not think that they were true to doing that. I thought that was more folklore than actuality. But what you've described and what we've seen here, that may be the case. I may actually know what it is. That's a pretty bad omen for that city across the way. Well, should Bean perhaps fly across and see if there's something obvious?
Can Bud tag along on his back? Like, hold on?
Yeah, Bud could hold on.
Because he's so light.
Yeah, because he's just a ghost.
Bud can tag along to make sure Bean's good.
Yes, Bud will just be tied to Bean. Because Bud can hover but not fly.
How far can Bud's arms give us information? Is 1.5 miles a little too far?
I'm sure at some point we'll come across something where it won't work, but for now I'm willing to allow it. Given that I've given you an unsolvable problem and said go ahead. Yeah.
Bud is not going to pull off his entire hand, but he's going to pull off the wrist or arm. He's gonna pull the
Yeah.
wrist off and drop it there and see if he can still operate it. And that is how we'll communicate. Some hand gestures we've worked on is good to go. No.
The way that rhymes,
That's it.
too.
That's
Good
it.
to go?
Pretty
No,
much.
no, no.
There's some tappings too to help
I'm
with like
bored.
length and
I'm
stuff.
bored. Nothing's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bean, you're gonna fly over there. Flying with Bud. It's a bit of a breathless, silent 2 minutes for everyone else as the two just fly across. Skeletal hand drums its fingers on Faraday's shoulders. Through the eyes of Bean, and thusly also Bud, as you arrive, as you plant yourselves on the far side of this ravine, this chasm, if you will. The city is abuzz, but not with humans. Seems as though various rifts have gone completely unchecked in here
Whoa.
over however long it's been. For Bean, it is almost overwhelming the variety of energy present here. And you feel a particular pull in every direction to go seek out all of these various rifts and thus take up their energy.
There's a lot going on over here, bud.
There is.
Is there anything super obvious where we land that's like a crank wheel for the drawbridge, so to speak?
Bean, you're a little winded. That's a long flight.
Yeah.
Given that your preferred mode of travel is
Like-
bipedal locomotion at rapid speed, flight is not the easiest for you. But you're back on terra firma. You're feeling pretty good. Bud, your hand will kind of just trace along the landing zone, so to speak, and notice two very large sort of plinths, each with a sort of falcon-like claw, for lack of a better word, at the top of a statue. And one is currently armed with a golem core, and one is currently empty.
Faraday is still holding that golem core, so
Okay. So Bud will tap upon it. I'll say you're in tune enough with Bud to know. Golem core! Over there.
looks like Bud is trying to communicate that this core here is a key somewhere over there.
In the interest of helping you move forward, you have the tools in T's backpack
What?
to solve this.
The anti-momentum brick?
Oh.
If just throw it into the water?
No, it would use the brick permanently.
Yeah.
You would expend its magics, but if you want to think on the magics of it,
We invert it to a super momentum brick and then launch the core.
hold on.
And Bud goes and finds a baseball glove to catch it.
Yeah, if we're not dead from falling just the 200 feet
Half-
down,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
dead going a mile and a
Halfway
half
across,
across.
they're
God.
like, it's the old spark.
Yeah, we just blow up the city by
It
launching the
worked.
core.
Yeah.
Bean and Bud don't have to wait for everyone to make a decision.
Well, they're going to have to figure out a way to come over here, so what do you want to do in the meantime? I sent some cool stuff over that way, and maybe that way, perhaps behind us.
Eeny, meeny, miny, rift.
We could travel, but we shouldn't go too far. We don't know what's in here.
Perfect, let's go.
Where you want to go? You guys are on like the very beginnings of a sprawling stone street that leads into a sprawling stone city.
I think we'll just keep on the same street. We won't make any turns at this juncture to make it easy to return.
One thing Bud is gonna do for Bean is he's gonna spectral shroud
Perfect.
immediately
Okay.
as they start to travel to kind of help keep it a little misty, but also in case we get surprise attacked by
Sweet.
something.
So you begin very quietly
Easy.
sneaking your way through the city streets. There are a bunch of, to your height, very large buildings. They're just towering over both of you. However, you've spent a little bit of time in Fletcher's Roost, both of you being out. It's pretty similarly sized buildings, just all made of stone.
So cool.
However, while there are signs that this was built by humanity or something similar, there are no signs of them now. It is all very run down and abandoned, and yet extremely lived in by individuals such as yourselves. And in fact, some of the buildings you cross have the doors bored through to make almost like doggy doors, effectively, for whatever their denizens now are. And as you're walking past one such building, give me an awareness test.
This is pretty cool, bud.
Oh my god, 1.
A 1?
A 2.
A 2. Okay.
1 plus 2 is 3.
You hear some deep, gravelly sounds from one of the buildings. And it probably spooks you, and you take a wide berth.
There's noises coming from some of these buildings.
It sounded big.
Should we warn everybody that this might not be the best place to be? Or do you think we can take everything in here?
Well, as long as we don't instigate it.
I don't think they know we're here yet.
Let's keep it that way. For now.
Okay. Keep marching down. We'll call it Main Street for now. Keep it easy. As you march down the main street, the thoroughfare that you're on, the structure of the city so far has been, imagine like a big sort of plus shape of stone that rises up the closer to the middle you get. So it becomes more tower-like. Almost like a pyramid, but not quite. Trying to explain it in a way that sort of makes sense, but also that Bean and Bud would be interpreting it as. It's a bunch of buildings stacked on top of one another to create a multi-level nest of some kind. But as you're walking down, you see like these big poles that are the source of these lights that you've been seeing. Most of them have very soft or cool colors, so as to not be so harsh on the eyes underground. And there are enormous spider webs on pretty much everything here. But the further in you go, you'll see a very large gathering of a multitude of Riftkin species. There are several dozen small mantis-like creatures. Probably about a half dozen or so mechanical owls of all shapes and sizes. Some of which are currently tearing apart ratacogs for their bits and bobs. There are a few metal dogs walking through the streets. Many, many, many sololums and duolums, as you've seen on your way in here, that seem to be still standing guard for no particular reason, for no one is still here. But at the center of this huge gathering, you see a very large, pale blue whale hovering.
Whoa. Is it like a town meeting?
Almost, yeah. Very similar. As all of the other species are sort of gathered around, this floating whale makes no audible way of communicating. But at various points, all of the species will look at one another, sort of nod, cautiously espy everyone else's reactions, and adjust their own accordingly. As that large whale will slowly withdraw, leaving a very almost ghastly moan in this silent city.
That was good.
And a variety of the Riftkin will make similar noises in accordance with their species. The mantites will clack their scythes together before eyeing one another very cautiously for who's about to kill whom. The owlets will take flight to the higher roosts of the city. A few pebbles make their way to various run-down buildings that they seem to have been making their home in small quarries. And that Orcane will float up to the highest point of the highest building and sort of fly through a shattered window back to wherever it came from. Several of the Riftkin notice both of you. They don't seem to care. They're like, oh, cool, you're at the meeting too? That's awesome. They don't seem to have any sort of epiphany that you don't belong. They don't claim to know everyone.
There's a lot of Riftkin here.
What do you think they were talking about? They all seem to react to nothing.
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest. But it seems like they've all been here for a long time. I don't know how they'd feel about the tamers coming through.
This could be bad news if we get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But what if they're friendly?
Can I ask?
They seem civilized versus out there.
I mean, we might be able to get answers better than they can. Should we go talk to one?
You're with Bean. Bean's very intuitive when it comes to rift energies, both location and affinity. If you wanted to find a particular affinity, you likely could, but the most plentiful things would be either the sololums or, oddly enough, given your lack of exposure to them on the surface world, there are tens of Wickfants just walking the streets. Jumping back to the other side as this meeting is occurring. Tamers, have you anything to say for yourselves?
I'm just waiting
What? Are we on
impatiently.
a court?
Yes, that was what was going on. They're deciding your fate.
I will have noticed that Bud's hand has kind of ceased momentum, like he's concentrating on something else. It seems like they're searching over there for something.
Wonder what they found. Or they might just be waiting for us to bring this golem core across. I've cracked it. What if it's similar to the golem upstairs, how it fell apart, but when the core is in it, reassembles? And it's a similar magic with the building. And if we put the core back in, it can rebuild.
Like it's a quadrolum that makes
It's a bridgeolum.
a bridgeolum. Oh.
It's a bridgeolum.
God. And then I
It's-
push
it's
you
a-
over the cliff.
It's a matter of getting this over there. But Bud is not being responsive right now. And so I can't communicate necessarily to him that we're launching this thing over or coming over. Because this is pretty heavy.
I will create
A disc.
footholds.
Some sort of floating
A means
disc.
to get down without dying.
Just one.
So,
Just
Making-
one foothold.
making a variety of handholds.
Yes.
For inexperienced climbers, no disrespect, but none of you are natural.
That's a little rude. But
Climbers.
we'll let it
You
go.
don't know. I boulder on the weekends.
I'm just really good at jumping.
I'm not talking about the players, talking about
Get it.
characters.
Yeah.
None of the tamers, unless you took the athlete specialization,
No.
are built for this
Nah.
at all.
No way.
So,
You know.
well, what I'm getting at is either way, you're going to need a bunch of tests if you want to climb down.
Oh, all of us.
Because your ability to affect the earth notwithstanding, you're going to need hand and footholds like every foot.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're not experienced enough to like be just going for it. You're
Mission
going to need that
Impossible
security.
Free climb.
Yes. You could just try
Or a
to free
water
climb
slide.
it, but you're again risking, if you fall, you will probably just die. You have a couple options for getting across. You can do
Yeah.
the handholds,
Yeah, yeah.
but as mentioned,
yeah, yeah,
we're talking a comically large amount of skill tests,
yeah.
somewhere in the vein of 15 to 20, which is just ridiculous. Ramp, same deal. Getting down this steep of a cliff comfortably is going to be very difficult. However, you can, I'll help you.
Use the brick.
You can use the brick on one of the large boulders that you blew through to get into this chamber. Place it on the bottom of that stone and activate it and provide yourself some degree of thrust and cancel gravity long enough to get across the ravine.
You mean float on a boulder across?
Yeah. You can jetson
I thought
your
it
way
wasn't.
over.
I thought it was just we would still fall like in the well, but and then it just
You would fall very
breaks
slowly,
the fall.
So there are multiple uses of this brick, but you've only played with one.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
it is canceling momentum.
Have you not read your brick manual yet?
No, I didn't.
This is why I'm like, let me help
Faraday
you.
whips it out.
Yeah.
Where the heck have you been holding that?
I wrote this. Come on. You know. So
The first edition.
It didn't come with the brick.
yes. So cancel momentum works in many ways. You can cancel the force of gravity over a short distance, or you can reverse your momentum. So if you're stationary, you can use it to cancel your momentum and remain where you are, preventing gravity from affecting you, thus causing you to stay at a certain height for a certain amount of time. It's not technically hovering, because if it was hovering, you would go over the edge and fall. You will stay at that exact height for a set amount of time. You would just need to move fast enough to get across. Fast enough being more than 70 feet around, because the effect
How
will
are
last
we-
for 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, there are a number of ways you could expend the brick to get across.
Let's just do the boulder
You
thing.
could also just fully yeet yourselves on this boulder and just use the cancel momentum to land safely on the other side. You just have to launch yourself really far.
Well, let's try
Good
it.
thing I saved this extra stick of dynamite.
You just do that, the boulder just shatters. You're all
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm hemorrhaging. Oh,
Bud and
definitely-
Bean get back and are like, what
Yeah.
the heck?
Oh, I definitely have soft tissue damage. Oh, oh.
Okay, well, let's try it.
Okay. So magic
Is
being
everyone
what it
on
is.
board?
Everybody climb
I've
on
been on board.
Okay.
Everybody
Just do
get on
this
this
thing.
boulder.
Buck, you've turned a new leaf as we've entered this city cavern.
I'm just tired of staying in one spot for too long.
All right, mystery gang.
Climb on a boulder.
Yeah.
Invoke the
I'm
magic
invoking.
of your brick.
I
I'll roll
am.
raggy.
Everybody hold on tight.
Everybody ready for the push?
Make an arcane test.
I've rolled mastery for you.
Okay. Your I will tell you this. Anything above a natural 1 and you're fine. Anything above a natural 1 and you're fine.
Did you roll 2?
I rolled a 6 on my mastery assistance.
Oh my god, Tia.
That was almost the end of the campaign.
Yes, you managed to expend the magic of the brick, canceling your momentum, allowing you to levitate on it.
Yeah, Calum and Redtail stay behind just in
'Kay.
case we need
Coward.
someone on this side
I'm
to
just
help
kidding.
get back.
In case you have friends on the other side.
Yeah, if this bridge
Like
thing
Dr.
doesn't
Facilier.
work,
You're gonna be
it-
like Rocky,
Is
just
the,
jump into the water.
I'll go get help.
Takeo
Yeah.
coming with?
No.
He's going to stay with
Yeah.
Cal?
He's like, I'm not getting on that boulder for anything.
So you know something's up.
He's like, I don't know what you're doing. I'm not a part of this.
I'm not going on that boulder.
Yeah. So you guys, most of you pile on the boulder. Callum, you're like, good luck.
We used to
See
ride
you
these
later.
babies for miles.
Okay.
The pioneers.
It's a pretty good yeeting on an 18. You managed to expend the magic of the brick, causing the boulder itself to just propel pretty quickly. And as you're nearing the end, and you've been counting in your head, you're like, 56, 57, 58, you're getting pretty close. You manage to spin the boulder up and expel the cancel momentum again, causing the boulder itself to crumble on impact, sending you all tumbling, but causing no physical damage.
Wait,
But
guys, you
managed to
forgot the
land on far
core.
side. Callum's like, oh, we're not oh.
Oh, hey guys, don't forget.
I haven't put it down yet.
Yeah.
Should I take the brick off?
Yes, please
Okay.
delete the brick. Bud and Bean, you'll hear another cavernous crash at a nebulous point in time.
We would like to have a conversation
Oh, please do.
with a Riftkin.
Please do.
Do you want
Who
to
are you
do a
seeking out?
Wickfint, or did you want to do...
Wickfin's fine.
Okay, let's talk to a Wickfint.
Okay. You approach one of the Wickfins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good day, sir.
It's an absolutely beautiful day here. Who are you?
Hello, my name is Bean.
And I'm Bud.
Bean and Bud.
Yep. What's your name? Makes sense. I don't speak that language, but it's beautiful.
Oh, my non-Wickford friends call me
All
because
right.
they can't recreate the noise. So you can call me if you want to.
Can we get a spelling?
Yeah.
7
PPHTHLTHPLTH.
We missed the meeting. What was
Oh.
the
Well, we've just heard a really loud sound, and we were all seeing if anybody did it.
What's the?
did you do it?
No.
Oh.
What's the plan?
Everybody's gonna keep an eye out for suspicious and new individuals.
Got it.
What do we need to do if we see new individuals?
We do what we always do, and we present our findings to. I've never heard names like Bean and Bud before, though. Where'd you get them?
We like to explore, and we've been up top.
You've been up top.
We've been up top, and we met some nice people, and that's
How did you get up top? All the exits have been sealed.
there's passages.
Well, you should report those to. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to get to the surface. We thought we had sealed all the exits.
Why did we seal the exits? I'm a little bit younger. I don't know the stories.
But you're
I'm just a
a
big
gas
baby.
cloud of amorphous age.
He knows that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, apparently all of the two legs all died a long time ago. They made some sort of sneezing problem and they all died.
That's the nicest description of a plague. A sneezing
Sneezing
problem. A bit of a sneezing problem, and the entire population's gone. But
Yeah. So did you guys just get here from like a rift or what?
Something like that.
yeah.
Oh. Which rift? I'm just kidding. I don't know all the rifts either. It's fine.
It's like the what? The
I
one
came
that
through the
from.
one that's over there. I think. I don't really know where I am, I'll be honest.
All right.
I haven't quite figured out the layout yet.
Yeah, it's a big city.
It's a big place.
Yeah.
The two legs built a big place.
Yeah.
Shame they all died.
Would you want to go
Up top?
Yeah.
No, that's where the two legs are. They probably still have the sneezing problem up there. I don't know if I could get that. If I'm 30% nose.
I don't think it's transferable. Otherwise, you guys would have it.
I'm not so sure about that. We arrived after they all expired.
Have you seen a little bird? He's got like a really long tail and a big head.
Oh, yeah. No,
Okay.
haven't seen
But
one
you
of
know who I'm
those.
talking about?
No, but I'm familiar with Ashley.
Oh, okay. Ashlings.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
We run in the same circles, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, you do.
Bud and I saw like what looked like the ghost of one.
Oh, ghost of one. Well, you would know, I guess. No disrespect.
None taken.
So we were curious if there were any.
No, we don't have a lot of ghosts. Other than the two-leg ghosts. If you see them, report them to... immediately for termination.
Whoa! Termination.
What happens if you see a two-legged person here?
If you see one of those two legs here, you better report it. You know who by now.
What do you think they would do with them?
They would be reported for termination immediately.
Oh, gotcha. Because of the
We
sneezing
don't
problem?
want the sneezing
Yeah.
problem in here.
What if they didn't have the sneezing problem?
We've never met one that didn't. Or that did.
You've never met one.
Yep. And that's how we like it. We've seen evidence of the two legs all over this joint.
Yeah.
They cause problems. Sneezing problems.
But what if? Like, what if they didn't?
That's
What?
never happened.
But what
so-
if?
It's never happened, so I don't know. But we'd report it to
Is
and
what's
he'll know what to do with them.
okay? Yeah, we should probably go.
Probably terminate them immediately.
Yeah, we should probably report the passage we found.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, where's he at? Do you know?
He's up in his
he's up
tower.
Top. He's up top. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just go straight up to him and report it then.
That's a great idea. You got wings, so you could just,
Yeah.
go there.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, Bean and Bud.
Yep. Have a glorious rest of your day.
Yeah. Shine in the light of our city and all that, Yeah, you know the
Classic.
whole line. You
Yeah.
know. I know you guys
Yeah,
know.
we do.
You guys have been here long
Yeah.
enough. You know the
We
lines.
totally do.
Let's sing the national anthem.
Yes, do
Let's all,
it.
let's all sing. Come on. Hey, guys.
You start,
lead
you
the
start.
dance. You guys lead.
Start us off.
No, I could, this is your home. It would be rude.
No,
if
it's
you-
our home.
What do you
leave.
mean?
You
It's
leave.
all.
You're not
We'll all sing together. Oh, come on. Oh, shining in the light of the city.
I'm crying.
Oh!
I was trying my
Oh,
best to keep
my
up.
God.
I was
not-
taking the Squidward approach. If you sing it loud enough, no one will know you're bad.
I'm not sorry, and I'm leaving all of that in. All right, the Wickfit will recuse itself, and then there's another big crash from behind, and you see the Orcane floating down out of the tower, headed back as all of the Riftkin head back to the center of town again
Oh boy.
with a second burst.
Just all this dust. We all just get up.
Hey, understand them. Push them immediately into the water. No, wait.
That might be them. Should we go warn them
we
somehow?
better get back.
Okay.
My God.
We'll run back.
Okay, run back.
Oh my
As
god.
all of you are dusting yourselves off, you'll see a shrouded bean come just blitzing down the pathway. You'll see a bunch of pebbles and owlets all just sort of steadily walking away, but not looking back at you. They're all headed to the town meeting. You all dust yourselves off, Bean and Bud. You're like, oh, how are we going to
Wait.
talk about this?
Yeah, you tell them. I'm going to run in and try to listen in on the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so Bud will go
Bud
back,
will-
and Bean, you go join the meeting.
Yeah, Bud's gonna grab his hand and reattach it
Okay.
and try and
So Bean, give me an awareness test, and then we'll circle back. I'll say the Wickfit is like, oh, you decided to go to the meeting. You can tell what you've heard when we're there.
19.
Okay. Well, Signature 6, having landed on the far shore. What's the play?
I'm gonna put that.
You put the thing in the
We've
thing.
already made enough noise.
I'm going to put the thing in the slot.
Yeah.
Okay. Plant the quadrolum. The talon will kind of open as it nears and lock back on it. And nothing happens.
Where's Bean, Bud? Where'd Bean go? He was with you. Where'd he go?
It's gonna kind of point in the direction of the tower where they're having the meeting.
Okay. Adelaide will
And
head
then-
off in that direction.
And no, he.
Wait.
And-
You just
and
keep running.
Bud,
Comes on.
Bud grabs Adelaide to try and stop her. Obviously, he's too late.
Yeah.
Floats
But
The
away.
he's gonna
arm
put
just-
his. He's
the
gonna
arm
say
just-
no.
No.
Wait.
What do you mean? Is
Wait.
Bean in trouble?
No. Wait.
No. Wait.
Wait.
You've seen owlets and pebbles before. Never in this quantity, just out loose. And a whole bunch of Wickfits, which is drawing the eye. Because they are little points of light on the street. And they are illuminating the shiny carapaces of several mantites. And by several, I do mean like dozens of these things. There are full-on like hives of mantites in here. Bunch of the sololums also kind of turn and face towards the town meeting, but do not seem to fully attend. You will all see that Orcane hovering down from the tower
Oh,
down in.
good gods. All right.
Seems to be a lot of Riftkin, not a lot of people.
Yeah.
So far.
Seems like nobody's here other than Riftkin.
That's a little more lively than I anticipated.
For the thing that took up the core, if I go over there and look, is there any kind of like switch or anything obvious of like filling around? Like there's
Nothing obvious, but there is a very soft thrum
Uh-huh.
and a very subtle smell of cinnamon,
Mm.
which may not be abundantly obvious to T, but Adelaide and were Carol to be here would be quite obvious. The three are the Prometheus analog of giving magic to humans.
Mm.
Not the one that Faraday already put in,
Yes.
but the other one. I just want to touch it.
It buzzes very, very lightly. You get like a little bit of a, not quite a shock, but the same similar sensation of some degree of energy transference to your hand. Not enough to cause any damage or anything, but it's like those little plasma balls.
It's interesting in a way. It almost seems like it's a power source for something. Well, what are we waiting for, bud?
He just points at the big, massive Riftkin in the distance.
It's
then
pretty
does
much
like
this whole squad.
and does like this.
Except
You
for
guys, this.
There's a rail wraith.
Choo choo, baby. I wouldn't miss the town meeting for the world. Hey, I know the two legs. They're all over there. They bought me.
God.
Slash save.
Yeah.
That's how we justify it.
That's how we do
I
it.
bought him
hey,
so
this-
I could save him.
It was an adoption agency, you know?
I'm one of the good ones.
Bean, attending the town meeting as the Signature Six await their fate at the far end of town. As you approach, the Wickfant pal that you've been talking to will just kind of silently make his way with you over towards town. It seems as though when these town meetings are called, all of the Riftkin just sort of choose to attend one way or another. They all head very silently. They keep a very, very low volume there. Bean, you have a choice in the matter.
Okay.
A rather abundant barrage of arcane power
Mm-hmm.
begins to settle on the entire crowd. Do you choose to resist, or do you allow it to wash over?
No, I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay. That you will hear in your little birdie brain a series of psionic vibrations akin to communication. No actual words are felt. It is just intentions, as this arcane silently floats above. And there's an air of caution and curiosity, but also quelling the masses' fears over this series of explosive noises that have been occurring, and an urgency for all who know anything to come forward and speak. And the tiny Wickfant next to you will pipe up. Oh, I have encountered someone that would like to speak. My new best pal, Bean.
What a little rat.
Go on, tell what you've heard, what you've seen from the top, the surface world. He's been above. He has seen the two legs.
You did tell him that.
I did. You're right. I didn't think he was this devoted. Greetings. Ooh. Yes, my pal and I were exploring the cave, and I will admit curiosity got the better of us when we heard of the rumblings, and it's true, there's a passage to the upper world now.
There, a series of audible gasps falls across the crowd.
We did see some two-leggeds, and we watched from a safe distance, and none of them sneezed, even once.
There's another wave of calm emotions flowing through as all of the Riftkin quiet down. The Orcane will fly closer to you, Bean. Get very near. You get a powerful feeling of, show me where you saw them.
Turning slightly to show my good side as to not reveal my prosthetic leg that only humans could
He just... I lost it. I don't know. But I found it. Would you believe?
They are very friendly. They were over by where the old bridge used to be.
The Orcane will give a very
Honesty is a
approving
virtue.
nod. Yep. Give a very approving nod as if to say, very well done. And then turn to the whole crowd and everyone gets a sense of, rest assured, friends, we will return to our natural state soon. I'll handle it.
Oh no.
You get a very comforting pat from the Orcane's large flipper as it then begins to barrel down the street.
I'm running behind it.
Okay. Okay. It's a little faster than you. You are running your little heart out. You're like... robot leg kicking in. You're like,
I should have taken my leg off.
It's hopping. Wait! Wait! I made a mistake! Signature 6. All of you see a tiny shape barreling down the street behind a frankly enormous shape that is just gliding as though it's swimming on currents that no one can see.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
Because I don't know as a player.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of hand signal, pose, or physical indicator that I would know that indicates that I am a believer of the three?
It's sensible that that would be a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to do that on its approach.
Okay. You assume a peaceable positioning as this creature flies towards all of you and then very suddenly ceases moving. Pausing only about maybe 40 or so feet back from you. And even at this distance, there is a palpable sense of power behind its eyes. And it takes some of you a moment to realize that the large white growths over its pale blue skin are not in fact its eyes. And they have these very dark, almost purple eyes hanging just below, right above their mouths. The creature emits a very high-pitched sound, not enough to incapacitate, but enough to let you know it seems to be locating each and every one of you as these sound waves pass over, through you, behind, and back.
Do a little, formal bow.
Formal bow presenting the symbol of the three.
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever that would be.
Yeah. I'll let you decide in the moment.
No, we take our hands, we open the book, we apply it to the brain.
Knowledge is power. Power is in the hands of the learned, and I bestow it to you.
And now take away the anthem.
This is our city.
Yeah, let's all sing this song of Ngo Tha Len. Come on. We all enjoy the light of love in our city. And it is great here. We're all happy. There are no humans. Oh, no. Buck and Faraday. I'll say Carol will follow suit and be like, oh, this must be what they do.
I will just copy somebody else's bow because I've got
Okay.
no clue.
You're like, oh, you got a T-bowed. Okay, that's good.
I'm not gonna bow, but Buck's gonna just keep his gun here, finger on the trigger, not do anything hostile, but he's not gonna bow or anything.
Okay.
Hello there. We are but humble scholars, and we were exploring the ruins above, and We're here seeking knowledge of what was here before. Apologies for the intrusion. We didn't think there was anything down here.
Make an influence test.
24.
There's a very cautious acceptance of your story.
If there's any knowledge you have that you could bestow upon us of what was here, we would be happy to leave you to your devices and perhaps even reseal if that's what you would like.
There's a sense and feeling and an accompanying image of a similar talon wrapped around a large orb, similar to the quadrolum. And you get the distinct impression it is within the tower that the Orcane flew from. Those who seek the knowledge of the three are worthy to touch the sphere. These are the words that are pummeled into your mind. When it uses actual words that are intelligible, it is almost unbearable pressure in the head.
All right, well, this is Professor Carroll, and my name's Adelaide. We are seeking that knowledge.
It will detect Professor Carroll's amulet, marking him as a follower of the three, as presumably it would have killed him at some point by now, just by altering his luck. Those of you who are not a follower of the three, there's a overwhelming feeling of immense distrust and unwelcome, don't step out of line-edness, but not outright hatred. It is just fear of the unknown, perhaps. But will float low, allowing Adelaide and Carol to climb astride.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Just meet you back here, I guess.
Are you guys going to just wait here?
Yeah, I'm not climbing up a tower without a whale assist.
Fair enough.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah, don't cause any trouble.
There's another loud whale sound as several sololums and a handful of wickfants all head down the road to catch a glimpse of the two legs that have just appeared. And they just sort of stare agog at all three of you. The two that seem to have been granted passage do not pull any particular attention. But Carol and Adelaide will be borne aloft to the high towers, through the stained glass window, long since shattered, into an enormous study where all of the bookshelves appear to be torn aside, rent asunder, with piles and piles of burned books. And in the center of this chamber, one large taloned statue holding a perfectly clear crystal orb. And there's an immense sadness in the creature at the loss of knowledge in the room. From all the burned books, all the destroyed things that the two legs burned through in their hubris, perhaps?
I would like to ask the Orcane if it, because it seems sad,
Yeah.
was there any interest in keeping a portion of that passage open to receive more information in the future?
It expresses a respect for how far humans have come in the preceding centuries
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
after the fall of the Ngo people. However, it's more a case of preserving what they have here,
Fair.
as
Yeah.
opposed to you open all these doors,
Yeah.
people come, people take,
Yeah.
they destroy. Where this Orcane seems to be trying to preserve what's here and use it to better his
Okay.
people.
Fair enough.
But Carol will look over the orb and go, Adelaide, I think you better take a look at this. He's like, I'm pretty sure we can use this to go places.
Transportation?
Yeah, I think we should take this with us.
There's no way that's gonna let us take this.
The taloned hand will open up and change to a more
Giving.
proffering. Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Proffering.
Yeah.
A more proffering stance.
Is the Orcane watching this?
Yeah. With a
Yeah.
calm, quiet acceptance.
Yeah, that this is happening?
Yeah.
All right.
That you're
It's
the
a-
chosen one?
The
Yeah.
the feeling
me.
the feeling that you're receiving is again the chosen followers of the three are allowed to approach this device,
Okay.
and a follower of the three can only be, in their words, a two-leg.
All right. Well, I will look at the Orcane and I will nod. I will look at Carol and will nod. And
The Orcane will transfer a bit of its psionic energy focus into lifting and breaking this sort of crystal ball into a variety of smaller pieces, specifically 6 of them, and will hand 3 to each of you,
Okay.
you being you and Carol, and then will fly low and allow you to climb back upon it.
Okay.
And there is
accepted.
There's a strong sensation of the 2 of you are welcome anytime. But it will fly you back through the stained glass window and emit another very powerful sort of energy blast. And all of the Riftkin below kind of look up, give a quizzical nod at the two legs that have been allowed into the inner sanctum, but accept the judgment of as they must. The other 3 of you have been kind of standing, not like sword point diplomacy, but very clearly like a very intense wall of scrutiny has formed about 40 feet out from you of all these little Riftkin.
Just
They're all
watching.
staring at the 3 of you, very confused and concerned.
Mm.
Yeah, a few minutes will pass, and an Orcane will fly back down with your 2 pals. And it will let out a brief shout as the 2 quadrolum cores that you had locked in will begin to glow. And you're right, it is a bridgeolum. All jokes aside. A whole bunch of rocks will begin to reform. However, a great many of them are missing from the explosion on the far side of the cave. They had used some of the bridge rubble to seal the wall. So, most of a bridge will return, and the Orcane will usher all of you back across. Just like,
Bye-bye.
go on. And it will detach one of the quadrolum cores, specifically the one you brought in, and will re-entrust it with Faraday. And you'll get a powerful feeling of return this to the golem when you get back.
And I will distribute. I'm going to keep a piece.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a piece to Callum, and I'm going
Mhm.
to give a piece to Faraday.
Okay. Dr. Carroll will follow suit. Give one to T and one to Buck. But the Orcane will see you all safely across the bridge, and then sort of stop focusing. The quadrolum core will stop glowing, and the stones of the bridge will fall back into the water below. And it will fly back across with a very solemn and triumphant and also slightly confused
I think it's just happy that the day ended with nothing bad.
yes.
No sneezes.
Yeah, no sneezes.
I'll just let yeah.
It just one more.
Before you leave, I need to melt your brain.
Oh.
Just Homelander me.
If you guys are like, just as a joke, you're like, yeah, I think I have hay fever today, just to like spice up the character. I'm like, poor choice. Okay. Yeah. You will be allowed to exit the same way you came in.
Well, I hope these things were worth it. We were just immediately escorted away by a giant Riftkin.
Beluga
Yeah,
whale.
I think we're all in agreement that had that gone south, that was a fight we were not capable of winning.
No.
It would have been real bad.
Yeah. This was part of what looked like another core, but was it bigger?
About the same size.
Oh, about the same size.
Yeah.
And it offered it to us, and it split into 6 pieces. And Carol here thinks it can be used as transportation. Do you care to elaborate, Professor?
Yeah. So above table, above board, you may all add to your character sheets in some shape, matter, and form
Special crystal.
a strionic rift transmuter.
Wow.
Yes. They are capable of storing a 1 charge per day. When used, the user will incur the tired condition, so use them sparingly. And they can be used in accordance with another to swap the locations of one of you with another one of you.
Oh.
Power of the 3, shall we say. But just to give you a little bit of perhaps a sneeze of what the Ngo people were capable of doing before their downfall. They were working on sending people through rifts.
Well, that was really something else. There were so many Riftkin down there. So many Riftkin. I didn't see any of the little ghost bird thing that we saw, though. The ashling. None of those.
I don't know, look around, maybe it's still around.
But you'll make your way up the long and winding pathway.
I do wonder if they'll face a population problem at some point, though, if they don't close those rifts and they just keep popping out.
And like overpopulation problem?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like there are a lot of the mantites and a lot of pebbles and...
Seemed like there was enough to where it was kind of like a food chain sort of thing, so one could like eat the other sort of deal.
And then whatever the biggest one is, the Orcane's just like, I guess it's snack time, and...
I don't know.
Time to depopulate.
I'll say it's easy enough for you guys to exit the tomb of Saint Hezekiah. There is a quadrolum awaiting a core if you should choose to uphold your end of the bargain.
I will actually walk up to it and help it reattach its core.
Put the core back in its chest and it begins to glow a very prismatic set of colors, and that door you had passed through will slowly rise back up. The quadrolum will give you all a solemn nod and then point its largest spear towards the exit door, and it's like, on you go.
That's our cue.
Keep
Peace
them
out, Cub
safe.
Scout.
Is the
Takoa.
Takoa with us still?
It is in the... It will kind of fly up the way with you back into the tomb, but it does not seem willing to leave the door.
Yeah. Oh, like the inside as the door closes, he's on the other side of it.
Here. It won't leave.
Oh
the
yeah,
tomb
I'm
with
not
you.
trying to catch him or anything.
Yeah,
I was
no,
just going to,
it will fly back up.
I was
into
going
the
to
tomb.
wave him off and say goodbye.
Yes, it will give you a little bit of a wave, kind of tip the wine bottle up, as if to say goodbye. Cheers.
Peace out, homies.
Take care of yourself.
It just goes. Flies back away through the wall.
That was far more eventful than I thought that this tomb trip would be, that's for sure.
For a desolated cave, there's a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
I wonder if every cave has a civilization in it like this.
Well, so you guys exit the tomb at a little bit past midday. It's been a long time underground this morning.
Yeah, the sun feels weird on my skin.
Yeah.
Does.
And there's a dark gray bird with a long red feather.
Whoa.
Sat in a tree outside the tomb of St. Hezekiah.
Oh,
kidding.
no.
Oh, you idiot!
Just kidding. Scared me.
James Buchanan Barnes Winchester.
Assuming this is an ashling that I know and what I know about it, do I get an uneasy feeling like this is an omen and we're all about to like
Eat it?
get the sneezing problem? It's here to collect our dying hopes.
Quite the opposite. So, ashlings themselves are born of the hopes and dreams of the dead. But they are themselves beacons of hope and renewal.
Oh, cool.
So they are exceedingly rare,
Mm.
but often seen as signs of of regrowth and renewal, which is something that the three are all about. 'Cause
Gotcha.
Progress will inevitably have setbacks, and it's
Right.
about not allowing yourself to be destroyed by them to keep moving.
It's real. Guys, there it is. Look at it.
Well, yeah, I mean, didn't we see that down below? Of course it's real.
But that was like a vision of it. This is... You know how rare these are, Buck?
No.
You've never seen one, have you?
There's a lot of these things that I haven't seen.
He's
Alright.
never seen a boulder wizard before me.
Well, I haven't seen that either. That's a fair point. I would like to sketch this thing as quickly as I can. I want to observe it as much as I can. This is
Yeah.
a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I would like to open the book and absorb the knowledge at it.
For the book.
I want to see if it has any reaction to
you.
that.
Here.
Get in the book. Get in the book.
I'm gonna dry you out and then put you in this book.
I'm gonna press
Oh.
you like a butterfly.
I want to get closer to it and see if it reacts or tries to fly away after I've done my other things.
You make a nice little sketch of it.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys if
Yeah.
you are
Good luck with
really
this,
bored
Adelaide.
with this bird.
It will,
It's really rare, and you're all uncultured individuals.
anywhere,
Damn, Adelaide.
anywhere it lands, the tree canopy seems to part so that sunlight can just beautifully shine upon it.
That is really cool. You all don't know what you're missing.
I mean, we can't leave you here. You don't know how to get out of here.
This bird is God. How dare you disrespect it?
I'd like to try to tame it.
Okay.
What it was gonna
I've anticipated
You mean
this.
Joel tame a bird?
Oh, you mean you're interested in the bird that you saw a ghost of and it guided you? It is also exceedingly rare. It is also a bird and has incredible factors that might be useful in ritualism. What are the odds? Sorry to roast you like that. I knew what I was doing when I put it in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm very excited that you're trying to
I
tame this.
tried to resist so hard, but
I
it's
won't
impossible.
let you.
47.
47. All right, so it has a positive opinion of you. It's a
Oh,
It does?
That's
20%
nice.
bonus. You're not in combat. It's a 20% bonus. It's at its maximum hit points. So it's minus 80 to the rolls, puts you to 7, which is a bit unfortunate on there. However, because it's willing, you get to negate the willpower nullification. Meaning, total rolls an 87. Just kind of bouncing around at you. The tame difficulty for this thing was 70.
Jeez.
You got an 87. So, despite how willing it is to help you, it is still an otherworldly, unearthly, almost angelic being. And you are able to share the knowledge and press it like a butterfly.
Oh, no.
So you are able to tame Ashley.
Sick.
How do you do it?
Okay. Well, where to signature 6? Adelaide, having sucked a magical celestial phoenix into your book, do you keep being out, or you swapping for this guy for a while?
Yeah, I'm going to swap to this thing for a little bit.
Okay.
Ooh. Little
It will
swapsy.
appear and alight upon your shoulder, and it's exceedingly warm but not hot. Doesn't burn you. It
Nice.
chooses not to.
That's pleasant of it.
Yeah.
Adelaide for the rest of the walk to the train is going to just be distracted and
Just
like
checking it out.
like investigating, petting, learning.
Back to the train, then figure out where we're going from there.
It's me.
Sounds like a plan to me. So we'll head back to town, and your stuff's on the way.
Yeah.
Back to town,
Mhm.
and then we'll just see if there's any updates as far as the lab or maybe some interesting job postings, and if not, we'll head off to the next piece.
Beautiful.
Does that work?
Yeah. Sounds like a
Choo-choo.
plan. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo,
We got it.
baby.
We got to get through these damn woods first.
Yeah, you
Can
do.
we follow the little markings again? Just
Yeah.
back?
You have an
You just
expert
have
navigator.
about a day and a half walking back to the
Oh.
train.
Which means we'll probably run into the tax collector then.
Okay. Well, let's get a walk in.
Heading back through the woods.
Yes.
You're gonna get the very little distance before dark tonight.
Mhm.
The choice is yours. How long into the night you want to walk? or if you
So
would
just
prefer
set
to
up
set up
camp,
a safer
yeah.
camp.
Yeah.
Also, you guys walk a good amount of distance into the woods, but you still have most of an entire day of travel. You guys will
Yes.
probably hit the train by sundown tomorrow.
Okay.
So you guys make some decent progress and then decide it's probably best to settle in for the night. You guys, how you want to do watches? Are you guys camping on the trail?
Yes.
Okay.
I will risk the tiredness,
You're staying up all night?
and I'm going to stay up all night.
Wow.
Or until the tax
long.
collector shows up.
Okay. Wake me up, Faraday, if he does show up. I would like to see him.
And I will ask the group, are there any questions that you guys would like to ask the tax collector?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything in addition to what you already planned to ask, which is really about the coins and the people that are running free from being within them, correct? Yeah, I don't think I have much to add beyond what you've already thought. Who do you work for?
So I'll sit down next to the fire, and I will fashion up the arc reactor onto Bud's arm in case things go south. I don't think they're going to, but I just want to be
You
prepared.
never know.
And I'll be sitting there with the coins in my hand.
Okay. Oh, coins in hand.
Mhm.
All
Ready
right.
to pay.
Yeah.
It's like, so, Mr. Collector, if I have a mark-to-market account and I have wash sales, how does that affect my short-term capital gains?
I didn't understand a word of that at all.
Just be like, how many hit points do you have?
Yeah, you're dead.
He does that many.
He does that many.
As everybody settles in, you guys are all just gonna leave Faraday.
Yeah, you
on his own the whole
volunteered.
time.
He volunteered
Yeah.
as tribute.
Okay.
You did.
No one else wants to stand with it for any reason at all, no matter what.
Wake us up if it gets...
I'll
If
help
it
him
gets
take
choppy.
ours.
Okay.
I'm not going to let you guilt me out of a good night's sleep.
No, I will.
Okay.
Buck was gonna take first watch anyways,
All right.
so I'll stay with him for
Good
3 or 4 hours.
night.
I got 2 words for you. Good night. In that case, Faraday, let me a D12, please.
An 11.
Oh!
That was really close to 12.
Okay.
That was the wrong number.
First batch of watches is, I'm not going to say quiet, but we'll go with uneventful. There are many, many sounds of heavy beings in both tree lines on either side of this sort of safe, narrow stretch of path that you're on. There are heavy sounds of animal predation going on, the thick trotting of very, very heavy limbs. But nothing approaches the fire in the first batch of watches as Buck is staying up with you. If there's any conversations, anything you'd like to have to say.
So why are you so interested with this tax collector other than the Bill Winchester stuff in the family thing? Is that's all to point you in that direction? You think this tax collector has all those answers?
I think he probably knows more than just the coin. Because if he can track us down, what's stopping him from tracking down anybody else? If he can pinpoint where the people that murdered my family are, that gives me a place to start.
I mean, I can point you in the direction of where they all gather, but it's across the ocean.
That is true.
So,
And if it's across the ocean, I will take that trek.
best of luck on that one. Let's hope they're a little bit easier to snag, though.
I think they're still here.
Oh, probably at least a select few of them. I wouldn't say the entire forces, but
And I don't think all forces are guilty. I think it's more the leaders that I need to go after. The people calling the shots.
as a man who was once issued such orders, I appreciate that. I think I'm gonna catch some Z's. Let me check the trap line real quick, make sure we're good.
Thanks, Buck.
No problem, buddy.
Faraday, a little past 11 p.m. Everybody's snoozing. You're sitting up by the fire. There's the sound of metal greaves kind of scraping against one another trotting on soft earth, some sticks and some twigs. And if you had a perfect internal clock, you would know that exactly at the stroke of midnight, an individual will break through that very hostile tree line, stepping very gingerly over Buck's trap line. Very bright silver armor adorns their body. They've got a silver helmet with elk horns kind of rising out of either side. And on their back, they have an enormous greatsword. They will step through into the camp light, seeing that you are awake and holding some green coins. It is an awfully long and lonely journey. May I join you by your fire?
Have a seat.
We'll walk in. You see those greaves are adorned in bone, and at the tip of each foot is what appears to be a human skull. So they will come and take a seat on the opposite side of the fire to you. What brings 6 mortals so far from your safe lines of train and cart and carriage?
Our dear crew member, Dr. Carroll, had some business to do near the mountainside.
Interesting tale. I'm certain. How came you by the coins in your hand?
We were hunting a Lao Tzu Shirai.
Ah, a purveyor of coin.
We found him. We found his lair, and I took the coins.
An entire bounty worthy of the city's treasure. And you choose these 3.
I don't know what that means.
I take it from your confusion you never found the rest of Lao Tzu's hall.
No.
A shame. Pity for so much gold to go unspent.
Do you care to tell us where that is? Or tell me where that is?
For the right price.
Are these 2 coins the right price?
It depends on the weight of the soul held within.
You care to tell me why souls are put into these coins? And from what we have gathered, they're almost always dangerous individuals, such as Bill Winchester.
Ah, the one who got away. His soul, so tasty, so far removed, so sad. His soul would be worth the information, absolutely. But his soul is not within those coins.
In between the conversation right now, Bud is going to go wake up T.
He's like, Buck, come on,
T,
man.
T,
Yeah,
yeah.
T. Okay,
But
just like right now, right now.
but then I will ask.
So scared.
Do you by chance?
So scared.
Do you by chance know where Bill Winchester's coin that he came from is? And we can go retrieve it for you.
Oh, retrieval is not the issue, my dear companion. For his coin is here. It just lies
empty, bereft, hollow.
How do you shove him back in the coin?
If I knew, I'd have done it by now.
He seems invincible.
That he would be, for he has conquered death. He has broken the rules.
Have I broken the rules?
You have not signed a contract with your soul
But I
and
survived.
stolen it back. You are a fighter, not a thief.
What souls are in these 2 coins? Are they worthy of conquering death?
No. They are a tragic loss, to be sure. Slain before their time, but sold in service to another. I am here to deal with you in exchange for them. For you see, their destiny does not see them within the soul coin. They are meant to move on.
So what is a coin like this worth?
Well, I suppose it depends on what you seek. I am nothing if not a negotiator.
I seek revenge on the Hellkite that killed my friend's family from my village. Hawk Monolin.
That can be arranged. I can give you the name and location of the man who slew your father. If revenge is the price you are willing to accept. But think carefully.
What if I took his soul and put it in a coin for you?
That would be a damnable sin. But it's your soul. For his, not mine.
How many coins is his name worth to you?
1 for 1.
Can you tell us where Maria Winchester is?
She has not slipped off the mortal coil, so I cannot say.
What is the mortal coil?
Her soul still is attached to her body, and her destiny is still being written. It is not my duty to follow up on her.
So what you're saying is the person that has slain my father, that slayed my father, is dead.
He was, but not anymore. I would like him to return to where he belongs.
Is he invincible like Bill Winchester?
Not if you know where to stab him, how to cut him, how to burn him. Do you want to know where he is?
I do. And I'll hand him a coin.
The man you seek is in Fletcher's Roost this very night. He has rented a room. You will find him as long as you are swift of foot and do not tarry. He can be found in the theater district. A hole-in-the-wall diner. You will find him in the Ember Lounge. He will not recognize you, not in your current state. Last he saw, you were being fried, I believe.
Is T awake yet?
Yeah. I woke
She's
up
just
now.
sitting there like.
I was just like, I'm awake. I'm like peeking out of one eye.
Yeah.
I will reveal some of the burns to him. Okay. I'm sure he knows what they look like already. But But if T is paying attention, she'll see a little bit of a glow, not a glow, but a shine under my robe. And what it is it's a shoulder armor that has been melted to my skin. And it's completely stuck. And that was one thing Bud could not get off of me. And it has a little emblem that has a picture of a family. But the family right now is showing the signature 6.
Awesome.
And it changes
I love it.
based on who you're around.
I love it.
And so I'll show it to him. And I'll go, I can't get this off.
Ah. Well, regrettably, nor can I.
This is what he did to me.
Perhaps a tenfold measure is appropriate, then. You have my blessing. Slay this man. Seek your revenge. I shall see to it that the city authorities do not get involved.
How long do you think he'll be in Fletcher's Roost?
I would not wait any longer than you must.
Thank you. And I'll look over at T.
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Please do
I have-
join us.
I have one more coin.
Join
And I'll
us by the fire.
Toss it over to T, and she can negotiate that last coin.
I see. And what drives you, Ancient One?
Well, first of all, whose soul am I bartering with?
It is perhaps best you do not know.
Why?
There are many truths about your society you may wish to remain secret and unbeknownst. However, if it is part of your deal that your curiosity be sated, I am happy to inform you whose soul you are trading for whatever it is you seek. But the answer will be unpleasant. To some of your kind, it is just another day, just another deal. Now then, what is it that you want in exchange for this coin? I am prepared to offer whatever is within my power, provided the exchange is consummate.
I'm seeking to have something removed.
Removed.
Yes. But I also seek the people that I assume are involved with it.
I will need more than that. I am no mind reader.
What do you know about Malachi?
Ah, you seek information on Malachi. First and favored son of Hurik. Hardly worth exchanging a soul for. But if that is the price you wish to enact, our deal may be struck.
What do you mean not worth the price?
Knowledge easily found in your own world in exchange for a soul. But perhaps that is all you need.
Okay, up this. Do you know the creator of this scarf?
Is that the price of the soul coin?
Yes.
Very well. Please hand it to me. The scarf is of ancient make. Whether or not you are aware, you were most recently within the city limits of its stitcher. The scarf was stitched by, at the time, Ahti, though I imagine you may be more familiar with Saint Ahti, the Fate Wielder, in our time. The scarf and similar items can be used to keep otherworldly presences at bay, without removing their influence entirely. Ahti stitched it for one of the Ngo people, and now it is in your hands.
So there's other items, but they do similar.
Each of Artie's creations were bespoke. Yours was used in rituals by priests to keep a very specific being out of your world. That you wear it now, I trust you will understand. I trust the exchange has been fruitful for both of you.
Yep. One last thing. Are you able to speak to the dead? Or is it just the souls that have been entrapped in your coins?
I am merely the gatekeeper in this exchange. While I can speak to them, it is part of my honored oath that I do not exchange their messages with those still alive. It brings only pain. Should you find yourself in possession of soul coins, our paths will cross again. Should you not, we never spoke. Farewell, Faraday. I trust your blade will find its mark. And you, keep the scarf close. There are others seeking what lurks within. Now get some rest. You look exhausted. The armored being will rise, turn, and a black and green rift will open, and they will walk through, and it will seal behind. And as that rift closes, that's where I'm going to leave you for this one. We're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!